Defikingdons.
In the lands where heroes roam, with quests and kingdoms we call home, there's a monk who drinks and spins his yarn, and a caster casting spells at dawn. It's the drug monk and the spellcaster, guiding you through realms past the crystal veil is tearing down. Break down quests and tell the tale. Pull up a chair, have no fear. Kingdom secrets you'll find here.
What you gonna do, people? What you gonna
Promotion will shine bright with heroes summoned, ready to fight. The monk's got wisdom in every sip, while the caster's magic never slips. It's the drug monk and the spellcaster, guiding you through realms past the crystal veil, staring down. Break down quests and tell the tale. Pull up a chair, have no fear. Kingdom secrets you'll find here. Jewels shine bright with heroes summoned, ready to fight. The monk's got wisdom in every sip, while the caster's magic never slips. You'll find here. Gardens grow, jewels shine bright, with heroes summoned, ready to fight. The monk's got wisdom in every sip, while the caster's magic never slips. It's the drug monk and the spellcaster, guiding you through realms past the crystal veil is staring down. Break down quests and tell the tale. Pull up a chair, have no fear. Kingdom secrets you'll find here. You'll find here. So grab your mug and hold on tight. Let the magic guster fly. Kingdoms take flight. To the realms.
All right, get ready to dive into Defikingdons,
Oh, yeah.
where fantasy and finance collide,
That's right.
and players can win some serious loot,
Mhm.
both in-game and in real life.
It's pretty wild.
We were talking about their new PvP tournaments launching on the Metaverse blockchain,
Big news.
and you wanted to know what all the buzz was about.
Of course.
So we dug into their official announcement to see what's really going on.
Awesome.
Can you give us a quick rundown of what Defikingdons is all about for anyone who might not be familiar?
Sure. Defikingdons is this really unique blend of a classic fantasy RPG and
Right.
decentralized finance.
Interesting.
Players can collect heroes, go on quests,
Oh, yeah.
and earn rewards all within this blockchain-powered game.
So it's like playing a video game,
Yeah,
but with the potential to earn real money.
exactly.
And now they're adding this competitive layer with these tournaments,
Right.
and the prizes are pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Over $75,000 up for grabs,
Wow.
plus NFTs.
Which are
I know a lot of our listeners are familiar with NFTs, but
Yeah.
they're becoming increasingly valuable in the gaming world.
absolutely. And these aren't just any NFTs.
What do you mean?
Well, in Defikingdons, these NFTs represent unique in-game assets,
Okay.
like special heroes, equipment, or even virtual land.
So like
You can think of them as rare collectibles
Yeah.
with real-world value.
So winning one of these NFTs could be like
Yeah.
winning a piece of the game itself.
It is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Now, what if I'm not a hardcore gamer? Can I still get in on the action?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Defikingdons has made sure there are multiple ways to participate,
Okay.
even if you're not a fighter.
So how does that work?
Well, you could be a spectator, for example,
Okay.
and actually sponsor matches.
Sponsor matches?
Yeah, it's like placing a bet on who you think will win.
Oh, interesting.
And if you're right, you get rewards.
So I could earn something just by watching and predicting match outcomes.
You got it.
That's pretty clever.
And Defikingdons has made sure that most matches are guaranteed to have sponsors.
So there's a good chance to get in on the action, even
Mhm.
without battling it out myself.
Exactly.
Starting to see the appeal here.
Yeah,
But let's break down the tournament structure.
sure.
It's called the Submersion Grand Opening Series.
I love that name.
Yeah, it sounds pretty epic.
It does.
So can you walk us through how these tournaments are actually structured?
Yeah, the structure's actually pretty similar to sports playoffs.
Okay.
Starting with daily skirmishes.
Daily skirmishes?
Yeah, they run twice a day, Monday through Friday.
Got it.
And the top players from there earn what are called qualifier tokens to advance to the Weekend Warrior tournaments.
So it's like a ladder system.
Exactly.
Climb your way to the top.
You got it.
And then what happens after the Weekend Warrior tournaments?
Well, the best players from there
Uh-huh.
move on to what are called Champion Invitational tournaments.
Okay.
Those happen monthly.
All right.
And then the best of the best compete in the All-Star tournament at the end of 6 months.
Wow. Talk about high stakes.
Right.
And of course, the ultimate winner takes home that grand prize,
Yeah.
that $10,000.
Big money.
Yeah. I'm also intrigued by this Revenger's path.
Oh, yeah.
They mentioned that
It
it sounds like a way to get back into the game,
is.
even if you lose early on.
Exactly. Even if you get knocked out early,
Okay.
you still have a chance to claw your way back to the top
How so?
through this separate tournament path, eventually leading to the All-Star tournament as well.
So everyone still has a chance to make it to the end.
You got it.
I like that.
It's a good system.
It adds another layer of strategy
It
and excitement to the whole thing.
Yeah,
But let's be real. The rewards are a big motivator here.
of course.
So what can players actually win?
Besides the cash prizes.
Yeah.
Well, they can win treasure chests
Ooh, treasure chests.
filled with valuable in-game.
Like what?
For example, the Weekend Warrior Grand Prize includes gilded chests and submersion chests.
I'm picturing those old school treasure chests
Yeah.
overflowing with gold and jewels.
Right.
But in this case, it's all digital loot, right?
Exactly.
And the contents of those chests vary
Do.
depending on the type of chest.
Yes.
So, for example,
The submersion chests can
Okay.
contain things like coral weapons and shields.
and coral is like a,
It's a type of
Okay.
in-game item,
right.
and the gilded chests have coral armor.
So is there like a hierarchy to these chests?
Oh, yeah.
Like some are more valuable than others?
Absolutely.
So what are the most valuable chests?
Well, there are also coral chests,
Uh-huh.
and then the ultra-rare sunken chests,
Sunken chests.
which contain even more exclusive and powerful items.
Wow, so it's like finding legendary gear
Yeah,
for your heroes.
exactly.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I'm curious about these qualifier tokens that players earn.
Right.
You mentioned that some are tradable.
Yeah,
So what does that mean exactly?
it means you can actually sell them.
To other players.
Yep.
So even if I don't want to compete
Yeah.
in the next level of the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
I can still profit from my success
Exactly.
by selling my qualifier token.
Yep.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it creates kind of a mini autonomy
Uh-huh.
within the game itself.
Before we move on, there's one more tournament I want to touch on.
Oh, yeah.
The Gold Rush Open.
That's a big one.
This one sounds a bit different from the other two.
It's a limited time tournament
Okay.
that runs once a week for 4 weeks.
Got it.
And it's a chance for players to experiment with different strategies.
How so?
Because there are no restrictions on which heroes you can use.
So it's like a free-for-all,
Pretty much.
anything goes.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity for players to test out different hero combinations and
Mhm.
see what works best.
Interesting.
Plus, there's some pretty awesome prizes up for grabs.
Such as?
You guessed it, more of those coveted chests.
I'm sensing a theme here.
They're everywhere.
Now, this Gold Rush Open uses DFK Gold tokens for entry, right?
That's right.
And DFK Gold is like
The in-game currency.
of Defikingdons.
Yep.
So what are the implications of using DFK Gold tokens for this tournament?
Well, for one, it provides a way for players to use their in-game earnings
Ah.
to potentially win even bigger rewards.
Okay.
But it also means that the value of those DFK Gold tokens
Right.
could be impacted
I see.
by the popularity of the tournament itself.
It's like the game is mirroring
Yeah.
a real-world economy in a lot of ways.
It really is.
That's fascinating.
It is.
I think we'll have to save that deeper dive
Probably a good idea.
into the economics of Defikingdons
Yeah.
for another episode.
Definitely a whole other rabbit hole.
For now, let's stick with these PvP tournaments.
Sounds good.
And listener, if you're eager to see the full tournament schedule and all the juicy details,
Yeah.
don't worry, we'll be sure to link to it in the show notes.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, just the tip of the iceberg.
Are you ready to dive a little deeper
Let's do it.
into the specifics of each tournament level?
Ready when you are. Let's break down those daily skirmishes.
Perfect. Yeah.
This seemed like a good entry point for anyone wanting to,
Yeah.
dip their toes in.
Test the waters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See what it's all about.
So the entry fee is just $5,
Okay.
and the top prize is $30.
All right. Not bad.
A submersion chest
Uh-huh.
and a tradable qualifier token
Okay.
to move on to the Weekend Warriors tournament.
So everyone who competes gets a shot at those Weekend Warriors.
Well, not everyone.
Oh.
There's a little twist.
Okay, I like twists.
Everyone gets a qualifier token,
Mm-hmm.
but only the top 3 finishers get a tradable one.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else gets a non-tradable token.
Which means...
that sends them down that Reventer's path. Right.
we talked about earlier.
Yeah, so there's strategy involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right from the start.
From the get-go.
Do the prizes and entry fees increase?
They do.
As you move up
Yeah.
the tournament ladder?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's jump ahead
Okay.
to the Champion Invitational Tournament.
All right.
That happens monthly?
Right.
What's the entry fee there?
The entry fee there is $20.
Okay, so it's gone up.
It has.
And what about the top prize?
Top prize jumps to a cool $1,000.
$1,000? Now we're talking...
Now we're talking some serious cash.
What else does the Champion Invitational winner get?
Along with the $1,000,
Yeah.
they get a coral chest,
Uh-huh.
a gilded chest,
Mhm.
a submersion chest,
Okay.
and a tradable qualifier token
Ew.
to the All-Star Tournament.
Wow, that's quite a haul.
Yeah, it
It
is.
seems like those chests
Yeah,
are where the real long-term value lies.
definitely.
We talked about coral chests before.
Uh-huh.
What exactly makes those so special?
So the coral chests are definitely the ones to aim for.
Okay.
You're guaranteed to get a champion's accessory,
Okay.
a random piece of coral armor,
Mhm.
and a random coral weapon.
All right.
Plus, there's a chance to get even more coral armor and weapons.
Oh, wow.
And even a 20% chance at a sunken chest.
Hold on, a sunken
A
chest?
sunken chest.
Didn't you say those were incredibly rare?
I did. They're incredibly rare.
What's in a sunken chest?
Sunken chests contain exclusive items from the Submersion Grand Opening series,
Okay.
like a visage mask and a visage suit.
And these are like
These are top
top-tier, highly sought-after items.
And there's a chance to get a sunken chest
Yeah,
from a coral chest.
20% chance.
Wow.
And here's where it gets crazy.
Okay, lay it on me.
There's a tiny, like, 0.1% chance
Oh my gosh.
to get another sunken chest within a sunken chest.
So you open a sunken chest.
You open a sunken chest.
And there's another one in there.
There could be.
That is insane.
Make a dream come true. I can only imagine what those visage items would be worth
Oh yeah.
in the marketplace.
Pave money.
So it seems like even if you don't snag the top cash prize,
Right.
the potential value of the items
Oh yeah.
you could get from these chests is enormous.
Huge.
And it's important to remember
Yes.
that even participating in these tournaments
Right.
earns you experience points for
Exactly.
your heroes.
Levels them up.
Helps them level up.
Makes them more powerful.
So it's not just about winning big.
It's not.
It's also about...
It's about building your in-game assets over time.
Exactly. So even if you don't win the top prize,
Right.
you're still making progress in the game.
Definitely.
It all ties back into that concept
Yeah.
of the in-game economy,
Mm-hmm.
blurring with the real world.
It's really fascinating to see how Defikingdons has done that.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Very clever.
Okay, I want to circle back to that
Okay.
Revenger's Path.
Right.
Can you walk us through how that works?
Sure.
It sounds like a pretty intense way
It is.
to claw your way back to the top.
It's a challenging route,
Yeah.
but it keeps things interesting.
So if you get knocked out of the Daily Skirmish
Right.
or the Weekend Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
you receive a non-tradable qualifier token,
Correct.
and that lets you enter...
The Revengers tournament.
Okay, so even though you lost,
Yeah.
you still get another shot
You do.
at competing.
That's the beauty of it.
The Revengers tournament happens how often?
Twice a week.
Okay,
And it's a 32-player tournament
Okay.
with a lower entry fee of just $2.50.
so the stakes are a little lower.
Yeah.
What about the prizes?
Still worth competing.
Yeah.
The top prize in the Revengers tournament is $20,
Okay,
2 submersion chests,
uh-huh.
and 2 tradable qualifier tokens to the Revengers Champion tournament.
Revengers champion.
Revengers Champion tournament.
That's like
The ultimate
showdowns who
season.
took the Revengers path.
Exactly.
When does
Yeah,
that happen?
Every
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Okay.
And it features 32 players
Oh, wait.
who battled their way back from defeat.
And what's the top prize there?
The top prize is $300,
Okay.
a coral chest,
Mm-hmm.
a gilded chest,
Mm-hmm.
a submersion chest,
Wow.
and a tradable qualifier token to the All-Star tournament.
Wait, so even if you lose early on,
Mm-hmm.
you could still potentially
Mhm.
win those top-tier chests
You can.
and even compete
Yes.
in the final All-Star tournament.
That's right.
That's pretty incredible.
It is.
I love that.
That's the beauty of the Revengers path.
Yeah.
It keeps everyone engaged,
Mhm.
gives players a second chance to
Yeah.
achieve their goals, even after a setback.
It's like a built-in underdog story arc.
It is.
I love it.
It's a good system.
But with all these dollar amounts we've been talking about,
Yeah.
is there any fluctuation
There is.
based on the in-game tokens?
Yes, that's an important point to remember.
Okay, what do we need to know?
All these dollar amounts are estimates
Got it.
because entry fees and prizes can be paid out in those DFK gold tokens
Right.
we mentioned,
Uh-huh.
and their value can fluctuate.
So it's always a good idea
Always a good idea.
should
Check
check that
the current token values
before jumping into a tournament.
before you do
And
anything.
good advice.
And DeFi Kingdoms will be publishing a detailed calendar
Oh, perfect.
with specific rules and requirements for
Okay.
each tournament.
Got it.
So be sure to check that out.
We'll definitely include a link to that calendar
Yes, definitely.
in the show notes
Good idea.
for anyone who wants to dive deeper.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we've officially leveled up our knowledge
I think we have.
of DeFi Kingdom's PvP tournaments.
Well, we've learned a lot.
It's time to explore the bigger picture.
Okay.
Ready to move on to the next part
It's already.
of our deep dive.
I'm ready.
Okay, so we've covered like the structure of the tournaments and the prizes and all that.
Yeah.
But what I find really fascinating is like
Mm-hmm.
the why behind all of it.
The what?
You know,
Yeah.
it's more than just winning cash or
Right.
cool in-game items.
Exactly.
What's the bigger picture here?
I think what's really interesting is how DeFi Kingdoms is blending traditional gaming with these emerging concepts of decentralized finance and digital ownership.
Okay, break that down for me.
All right, so think about it this way. In most games, the time and effort you invest don't really translate into real-world value.
Okay,
But in DeFi Kingdoms, the lines are blurred.
how so?
Well, the NFTs you win,
Right.
the tokens you earn,
Mm-hmm.
those have real-world value.
You
can trade them, sell them,
Use them on other platforms.
yeah, or even use them to participate in other DeFi platforms.
So it's like those in-game economies are spilling over
Exactly.
into the real world.
It's creating this whole new ecosystem.
That's huge.
And it creates a really powerful incentive for players. It's not just about entertainment anymore.
It's about
about potentially earning real rewards
Mhm.
for your skill and your participation.
and that sense of ownership, the
Right.
feeling that you're actually building something valuable
Absolutely.
within the game.
It's a huge motivator for players.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's not just about individual players either.
It's not.
This model fosters a sense of community
How so?
because players have a vested interest in the success of the game itself.
Okay.
Because the more successful the game becomes, the more valuable their in-game assets potentially become.
So it's like
Yeah.
everyone is working together to build something bigger than themselves.
Exactly.
It's a pretty powerful concept.
It is, and it's still early days.
Yeah.
We're just starting to see the potential of what these blockchain-based games can do.
What do you think the future holds?
I mean, imagine what this could look like in a few years.
Yeah.
We could see entire virtual economies
Yeah.
built around these games.
That's incredible.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
So for someone listening who's thinking,
Hmm.
okay, I want in on this, where do I start?
First, I'd say head over to the DeFi Kingdoms website,
Okay.
explore their documentation, get a feel for the gameplay.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot to discover, and it's worth taking the time to understand the mechanics.
And don't forget to check out
Oh, yeah.
those different chests,
Absolutely.
the potential loot they hold.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Those could be game changers.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally.
And then think about your strategy.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to jump right into those daily skirmishes or maybe focus on building up your heroes
Right.
and their gear first?
Exactly.
And remember, even if you lose early on,
You always have the Revenger's path.
you can always take that Revenger's path.
I fight your way back.
There's more than one way to reach the top.
Exactly. The key is to have fun and explore what works best for you.
That's great advice.
I try.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've gone from the basics of DeFi Kingdoms all the way to like the potential future of blockchain gaming.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
And I have a feeling this is just the beginning.
Oh, I think so too.
We'll be watching closely to see how these tournaments evolve
Absolutely.
and what impact they have on the DeFi Kingdoms community
Yeah.
and the wider gaming landscape.
It's going to be interesting.
And for our listeners, we'll keep you updated
Of course.
on all the latest developments.
Right here on the Deep Dive.
But in the meantime, we want to mention you.
Yeah, let us know.
Would you enter one of these tournaments?
What would your strategy be?
What strategy would you use to climb the ranks and become a champion?
Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
See you next time.